Welcome to another edition of Are You Shitting Me?
A podcast that dives into random topics that may surprise and educate you and maybe make you laugh along the way. At least that's our goal for each other.
Yes, indeed. My name is Aaron. With me, as always, is my good friend and co-host, Brett.
What's up, shitters?
What up? Random topics is right, man. I saw this one on the list. I'm like, what the fuck is this? You want to just jump right in and tell them what we're talking about?
Yeah, I do. So today we're going to be talking about Johns.
Johns.
Famous Johns. It started with a little play on words for our whole shitting theme. Mm-hmm. And I thought that would be funny because it's a euphemism for toilets. Plus, you shit in a famous Mount
Fuji, yeah. No oxygen up there. It's crazy. It was a great experience. Right as the sun crested the horizon, yes.
Oh, I feel so much better.
It was a very biblical experience, that's for sure.
I bet it was. Yeah, so that's where this came from. It was just I think it'd be funny. And then
it was a good play on words. I actually was really impressed by it. I'm like, oh, that's clever.
Thank
you. Good stuff.
Yeah, and then I just went from there. We'll be talking about famous Johns today. And
famous Johns.
I will, not to spoil it, but we're not talking about toilets.
I actually have a few toilets.
Oh, shut up.
I do.
You bring in the surprises.
You might not be talking about toilets, but some of us are.
Oh,
yeah.
Look at you.
So what are we drinking today?
I will just start off by pointing out that this is a first for AYSM.
Oh, yeah.
We've never done one of these before.
Right.
We are drinking Uncle John's Hard Cider.
Oh, shit. Mixing it up.
Absolutely.
Straying a little bit to the right of the beer community there, you know?
Is it to the right?
Or the left. Yeah, whatever.
To the left. To the left. Uncle John's Hard Cidery.
That's exactly
St. John's, Michigan.
Okay.
This is apple blueberry. Comes in at 6.5% ABV.
It smells really good. Nice and clear, too. Rosé kind of color.
Definitely tastes like a cider. Does not taste like apple juice.
Yeah. Yeah, nice and sweet. I taste the sweetness, but it's got a little bit of tartness on there, too, in the mid-mouth. There.
A little bit of both.
It goes down really smooth.
Yeah.
That's the thing with ciders. I always forget to like them, and I don't drink them very often, but because they go down so smooth and are really easy to drink, it's really hard to control it. All of a sudden, I have 3 or 4 of these, and then you're wasted. So I don't drink a lot of them just because of that. I feel like it's too easy to enjoy a cider.
For sure. This is enjoyable. I like it.
Yeah, I do, too. Good choice for the episode here.
Yeah. Why did we go with that?
With the Johns?
Yeah.
Because if you've listened to us for a little while, you'll know that we try to pair a beer with the episode topic. And we chose this one, trying to find any kind of beer with the name John in it. And it's not as easy as you would think. After scouring my liquor stores where I live and the liquor stores around where Brett lived, we decided let's just go with a hard cider that tastes really good and is refreshing. And actually, I like the change. I wouldn't mind doing this again. Maybe some other stuff. We can try some whiskeys sometime.
I'm down with that, for sure.
Yeah.
Stick with what we know, but branch out and discover more.
Every once in a while. Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah.
I know tequila.
What are you bragging? Like,
pretty knowledgeable of tequila.
Yes,
I've had experiences.
So I've heard.
We'll come back to that another day. So famous Johns. I actually have some information on actual toilets.
Oh.
So some famous toilets of note, for example.
Yes.
Graceland, Memphis. Elvis Presley was found dead on the toilet in his upstairs bathroom at Graceland on August 16th, 1977. That is actually a place where people, I don't know if that's actually open to the public or not, but I would imagine people would like to go see that.
Have you ever been to Graceland?
I have not. I would love to, though. I think that'd be really cool. No?
I don't know. I drove by it. It didn't look as cool as you would imagine.
You got the roadside view of it?
Yeah. And don't forget, it hasn't really changed
since 1977.
70s, yeah.
Right.
So.
Yeah. Another famous bathroom. These are all, though, they're all famous because of, like, nefarious things. Like in Beverly Hills, Whitney Houston was found in the bathtub in her hotel, Beverly Hills, in 2012.
Okay.
Dead. And, of course, there was the whole infamous George Michael act in the late 90s in the Beverly Hills Will Rogers Memorial Park restroom. So those are 3 famous bathrooms that you can go visit today.
Wow. I will not go visit them today, but
But you could.
I could if I wanted to.
No one's stopping you.
Nice. I like that. I appreciate you doing a little above and beyond.
I'm here to serve, man.
Awesome. Who's the most famous John person?
Immediately for me is John Lennon.
Yeah, I think John Lennon's got to be. He's got to be up there.
Once you start thinking, there's lots of Johns out there, but as soon as I saw us, the very first name that popped in my head was John Lennon for me.
I think for a lot of people, maybe not the younger listeners, but I think for a lot of people, JFK, John F. Kennedy.
He was the second on my list here of like famous Johns here.
Yeah, I mean, definitely very famous and famous for, obviously not great circumstances, but yeah, he's up there. I think it's probably something that, like President Tyler for us, doesn't really mean much. And I think for a lot of the younger listeners, it's probably the same now. Right. Yeah, he's so long ago.
For the murderinos out there, we got John Wayne Gacy. Killer Clowns.
Right? Scary Johns. Where's that on your list?
John Wick. It's on my list. It's down here. It's like
Wick.
number 15.
Oh.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
John Stamos, So Dreamy.
Oh, he's 60 and
he looks like he's still
40.
Like,
yeah.
So, all right, what else you got?
John Cusack.
Oh, yeah. It's funny, man. I always thought you reminded me of him.
Was it the dark hair?
In college? No, it's really the way your mannerisms and the way you talk a little bit. It's very much a Cusack kind of way. You have a little bit of your cadence and even like pauses where you say it. And it's very much like the old Cusack movies that are out there. So, I don't know. I always thought that.
I have been told by several people and have noticed it in recording of these that I pause a lot. And I never realized, I think it's just me, just not that this is about me, but I think it's just because in my head I need to speak slowly and clearly and enunciate words, and that is how I do it. And it's also annoying, I think, for some people, but yeah.
Yeah, no, it's funny.
You don't need to listen.
The interesting another story on John Cusack. I actually got this from you. I think you gave me this little trick, or you told me about this doing this in college. But we used it in our band early on with my last band, Horizon Arcs. We were having struggles getting people out to shows, just because you're playing in a local band, local stuff. You have 100 followers, and maybe 2 of them are going to show up. So trying to get people out has always been a struggle, especially for an opening band. And so what we did was you posted on our socials and whatever else that, John Cusack is a close family friend of one of the band members and is filming in Indy. And he said he may stop by to check out the show. And that got people out. Like the place was packed that night.
That's crazy.
It was awesome. So yeah, I don't know if that was you who told me about that in college, but we used to use Ralph Macchio as well in college. That was the party, the name. You always got to find a dude out there who's just obscure enough, but still recognizable name. And Ralph Macchio is a good name. People know who he is, but he's not really doing a lot now, except for Cobra Kai, which is badass.
Yeah,
if you haven't watched it, it's a good show.
Good.
It's the first 2 seasons. Kind of fell off for me on the 3rd season.
Yeah, I haven't seen the 3rd one yet.
Yeah. Anyway, sorry, I digressed. Into Cobra Kai.
There's, of course, John Wayne.
Partner. Have you ever watched A Quiet Man?
I don't know that I have.
It's one of his movies that I couldn't really tell you the whole story.
You can tell me.
No. Yes. So I can't tell you the whole story about it, but one of the scenes, though, is he's dragging this woman into the lake to teach her to swim, and he just throws her in. And
I've seen that clip.
Yeah, I'm like that. Wow, that didn't age well at all.
Yeah. You don't know how to swim? Get in there.
Right. He threw the kid in, too.
Yeah. I've seen that on social media.
John Wayne, that's badass.
Yeah, that's good stuff. What about maybe dating ourselves a little bit, but John McEnroe?
It's such tame now compared to what you see now out there now, but like it was always good, like trash TV, knowing that he was going to try to smash his racket or throw it or get mad. I feel like Bobby Knight throwing the thing, like it's so tame now compared to what happens.
Right. I do think that was part of it. It was sensational and it got people in, and I don't know how much of that was an act and how much was real, but he seems like it was legit.
Yeah.
There were lousy calls, all of one, every single one of them.
Yeah. John Glenn, first American to orbit the Earth.
I like John Glenn. I never met him, but Any other musician Johns on your
Oh,
list?
I got a whole list of them. You want me to go down?
Yeah, give me a couple.
Oh, John Frusciante.
Who?
John Frusciante.
Well, how do I know the name?
Red Hot Chili Peppers.
Thank you.
Guitarist
I was
for
drawing a
Peppers.
blank. I'm like, ah.
I'm sorry, he wasn't Billy Joel.
Wow.
Yeah, otherwise you would have
I
known.
would have known.
Elton John, of course. I have John Williams, the composer. Star Wars, Jaws, Jurassic Park.
Yeah.
John Denver. How can you know?
Rocky Mountain High.
Colorado.
I enjoy a good John Denver from time to time.
Do not. I used to. My dad used to love it, and I would listen to it because it was on. But I tried getting back into him later in life. Like my dad also liked Jim Croce, and I love that stuff. But I can't. But I've tried going back to John Denver, and I'm like, this does not appeal to me at all. I cannot get behind
cliche.
it.
What I mean,
It's just
he's not country and he's not like folk, but he is both.
It's just not my thing. It's not my jam. I can't say anything bad about it. It's just it doesn't appeal to me.
Tell you what, John Denver and the Muppets Christmas album, phenomenal.
That was a good album. I will say that, and I had that on vinyl back in the day too.
I still do. I got the red version of the vinyl. It's,
Nice.
Yeah.
Nice. I mentioned John Wick earlier. John Dillinger. American gangster and bank robber. Interesting stuff. He actually had a lot of ties up in northern Indiana, where I live. In fact, actually, one of the lakes near where we have a cabin up there. He actually had a hideout up there. There's a restaurant up there called Dillinger's. It's in a bank that was once robbed by Dillinger.
Oh.
So he had a lot of really cool, I guess, ties. Fort Wayne actually has a lot of gangster ties because all the gangsters from Chicago would come down, and that's where they visited or had vacation homes and things like that down there. So a lot of the lakes in that area
that's cool.
had gangsters and stuff.
That's cool.
John Travolta. Yeah. John Travolta. Disco guy.
Wow.
It's the worst accent I could do.
That was spot on. You nailed it.
Yeah, sounds like John Travolta.
Yeah. Just got to put marbles in your mouth. And...
John Belushi, comedian.
Oh, yeah. I didn't have that.
Yeah.
John Candy.
Oh, he was so good. We just watched, was it Planes, Trains, and Automobiles? Is that the one with him and Steve Martin?
Yes.
Yeah.
That is a classic.
Yeah.
What about, you didn't mention Johnny Cash.
Oh, yeah. Totally a space on him, but yeah, definitely.
Johnny Cash was around. It wasn't, when I was younger, even in college, he was not somebody that we listened to.
I actually got into him in college, but some of my fraternity brothers were really into him, and so that's how I got exposed to him.
Yeah, for me, it was later in life. Just like all the back Rock 91 discussion, all those bands, it was 20, 30, 40 years after they were already out, and that's when I started listening to them.
Yeah.
Hey, don't forget there's John at the bar.
Who?
John at the bar. A friend of mine.
Where we went last night?
No, it's a different one. Bartender, John at the bar, gets me my drinks for free.
Is this a fucking Billy Joel reference?
Yeah.
Of course it is.
Had to work it in. Yeah.
Your favorite genre.
I like it.
I got a couple other things here. Some other meanings for John, for the word John, right?
Oh, okay.
Obviously, John is a common name to start off with.
Yeah.
There's the English word John. French, it's Jean. Spanish is Juan. Italian is Giovanni. Johann for German. So it's even Ivan is actually John in Russian.
No shit.
Yeah, so it's a common name around the world. It's also a generic term for just a man. There's the John over here.
Oh, yeah, little John Doe.
Yeah, John Doe, exactly. Obviously, it's a customer in the sex industry. Who is your John? Right?
Indeed it is.
John is the letter J in the NATO phonetic alphabet. So Alpha, Bravo, Charlie.
Oh.
You get the J, it's John.
Oh.
I don't remember all the other ones. I remember learning those in Boy Scouts.
Yeah, I think I knew them all at one time, and being an Army brat, I think I was more exposed to a lot of those, but I don't remember them.
Yeah. And then there's a John boat, which is a actual long fishing boat for shallow fishing. So there's a type of boat. I call it a John boat.
As an avid fisherman, I knew that.
I heard you. Yeah, you're a fan. I'm not much of it either, a fishing person either.
I am not a fan of
I like fly fishing.
Okay.
Fly fishing is fun. My brother and I go up to Michigan once a year with my cousins. We do fly fishing. It's fun. So
yeah. What about John Ritter?
Yeah. Come on, knock on my door. He was really funny, actually. I think he was an underrated comedian. He was huge in the 70s, obviously, with Three's Company. And I remember he had a couple movies in the 80s, but he faded out there. But I think he had a TV show, too, maybe in the late 80s or early 90s.
Yeah, I think he had a few. But I think he was also typecast. Everybody knew him as whoever that character was.
Yeah.
Jack.
Yeah, it was Jack.
Jack, which is, ironically, another form of John.
Yeah, yeah.
So, Dude, do you know when he died?
It was like 2005 or 6 or something like that, right?
2003.
Oh. Man, yeah, I knew it was recently, and he had a heart attack.
I don't know if that's recently, dude. That's 20 years ago.
I guess it is 20. Man, yeah, 20 years ago to me was 1990.
It's all relative.
There's a point where 20 years ago stops, and 20 years ago for me is always 1990.
It's true.
I cannot be that far out from college or from high school anymore.
Right? Yeah, that was not that long ago.
Right.
What about Malkovich?
Yeah. Being John Malkovich is one of my favorite movies. It's such an interesting, just the premise of it. And I love that they were like, they had this idea that they wanted to do this. They wrote the whole thing about it. And he's, hell yeah, I want to do that.
Yeah.
Hell yeah. I can't do the John Malkovich voice.
Can't either.
But he's got such an interesting delivery. He also has a really good movie. I can't remember the name of it, but it's about filming the first vampire Nosferatu movie. Really good movie. And if you like kind of horror, but more horror drama stories with a little bit of historical reference, it's a good one. I'd check that out.
Right on.
I got some stuff here for you. Some toilet-related trivia here. Did you know that the Johns Hopkins Hospital in Baltimore, Maryland, was the first hospital in the United States to have individual patient rooms with private toilets?
Why would I know that?
I don't know why you wouldn't know that, but you did research the episode, didn't you?
I did.
How did you not come across that?
It's funny because I totally went out of my way not to do toilet stuff, which is exactly where this episode came from.
In some Christian traditions, John the Baptist is considered the patron saint of plumbing and sewage works due to his association with baptism and cleaning.
Seems like a little bit of a stretch, doesn't it? But
in 2010, the toilet from John Lennon's former home in England was auctioned off for £9,500.
That's it?
That seems pretty cheap, right? For $10,000, you could be shitting on John's toilet?
What?
Coming up with all kinds of inspiration. Imagine there's no toilet. I'm just saying.
Oh my God.
I'm just riffing here.
Wow. Yes, yes.
I also have slang phrases with the word John in it. You want to hear some of those? These are common things that we say all the time that we may not even realize we're saying.
All right.
Obviously, John Hancock. Put your John Hancock on this. It means your signature. Herbie Hancock.
Herbie Hancock.
Herbie Hancock. Never gets old, man.
Yeah. All right. John Hancock. Got it.
You mentioned this one earlier, Johnny Law.
Oh, yeah.
Another name for a police officer. John Doe. He's also said that one. That one's for an unidentified person, often in legal context, is that one.
Sure. John and Jane.
Johnny come lately. Someone's always late for a party.
Yeah, maybe our parents might have used that. I've never used that.
I was thinking that might be a little bit fading. Same with John Q. Public. I feel like that one's fading a little bit too.
Yeah.
Well, Johnny Law, I think, is for sure fading.
Oh, yeah. I agree.
Mm-hmm. But, yeah, some slang phrases that you may or may not be using.
I can tell you I am not.
John related.
Yeah.
All right. So there's our list of Johns and information. I know this is a short one. There's a lot of information about Johns out there, but this is some cool stuff, and it's a fun topic there. Brett, good choice. I did enjoy it. It was very fun. Let's give another shout out to Uncle John's cider. This is good.
Apple blueberry.
I like the change. That was a nice, refreshing change for a little while.
This would be good in the summer.
Yeah, it would really be good.
And probably get you fucked up because, like you said, you'll be drinking it so fast because you don't realize that it's got booze in it. And
it's like apple juice, man.
Yeah, I like it. As a reminder, they are out of St. John's, Michigan. If you want to go find them and let them know that you heard about it on AYSM.
Yeah, we appreciate that. If you like this episode and want to learn more about us and what we do, and also check out some of our other episodes and our social medias and all that good stuff, see some pictures, you can go to aysm.show.
Follow us on Untappd if you want, AYSM_show. Please do us a favor, follow, and listen to all things that are AYSM, especially Spotify, Instagram.
Or you know what? Even if you just listen to one of them and tell your friends about it, say, "Hey, check us out." We appreciate that because the more the word is out there, the more listeners we get, and we appreciate all of our listeners. So
Absolutely.
yeah,
Cool. Well, what are we going to be talking about next time, Aaron?
oh, hold on, I'll tell you in a second. I gotta go hit the John.